Hello, everyone, and welcome to the December 13th Contributor Celebration Plan meeting. This is our last meeting before the celebration later this week. Yay. Oh no, whole collection of emotions right now. So with that, as a general reminder that these calls are recorded, and we abide by the sensitive code of conduct, which essentially boils down to please be excellent to each other. If you can, please toss your name in the notes. I will drop the link. That's not the link. I will drop the link in a moment. Unless someone else beats me to it. There's the link. Okay. So please remember to put your name in there. And with that, let's sort of get right down to business. Reg, we are currently at 131 people. So we're still like less than half of what we were last year. I think this is a combination of, both the time of the year and comms. Like we didn't get we've been sending our messages out not necessarily late. Like it's not a fault of comms. It's like we've all kind of been busy and like we get everything together on Friday, Friday afternoon. Yes. Timing, event burnout. Yeah. Like all the things. So we should try and do, a couple more big pushes for comms, like probably 2 pushes. I'd say try and get like 2 things out this week or something like that before things officially kick off. Does anyone else have any thoughts on any of this? Okay.
I mean, I put it all over the place last week, including Cube Weekly. So
yeah,
I'm really surprised it's still low.
And and it's been in LWKD for the last month, which has 1,000 subscribers. Most of whom are contributors, etc. I mean, I honestly think it's just everybody is feeling burned out this year, and they're just not signing up for anything. I mean, for that matter, I'm on the committees for a couple conferences that have CEPs open right now, and talk proposals have been legendarily low.
Yeah, I am not surprised by this, honestly. So we'll still do what we can. We'll still stream what we can. I think if we get people to come in, it's going to be, just try and figure out whatever games that's like Halo or whatever. We'll see. Any other comments on Reg? Okay. Awards?
I may or may not cut in or out because my internet's sucking today, but I'll attempt it. We're on track. Ray and I are going to do a test tomorrow for the streaming and get that finished. But we have all the awardees in. I've sent those over to Ryan this morning, so you should have those. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. And yeah, we're good to go.
Cool. Streaming wise, how are you feeling?
That's the one part that concerns me and that we're going to tackle tomorrow.
Cool. Also, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Let me know if you need help with streaming, Cody, testing and such. Sorry.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the challenge is going to be, well, we have to
load.
We have to determine a platform and then how we're going to incorporate the general chat into the stream, I think, are the 2 concerns.
Typically not that hard, depending on the platform.
Cool. What do you suggest? I know Bob was saying StreamYard. Of course, Castro was like, just go OBS.
Yeah, well, StreamYard, Restream, those are the 2 I typically recommend. I know with Restream, you can have the chat off to the side. I think it's a native feature where with StreamYard, you might have to incorporate like a Streamlabs or something like that.
None of those are Discord. That's like the platform chat like Twitch or YouTube.
Oh crap, that's right. Never mind. I'm getting my platforms confused.
We could also, like, George, I think, still has the template and everything from last year if we want to try and.
We could always do that.
He's still a YouTube admin. He should be able to, step up for one thing.
He did say if I needed some help to reach out to him. So Ray and I'll probably be pinging both Chris and George for that.
Cool.
On the awards, thanks, Scotty, I've got the document. Some of them got fairly lengthy descriptions of why. Should Sarah just make them work with the artwork as is?
Well, that's one thing that Ray and I need to go and do is go in there and edit those a little bit. So we'll get them shorter.
All right. What I'll do is in the meantime, I'll share them with Sarah and just tell her that there's some edits coming. And once you're done, maybe directly in Slack, she is in, I think, she's in Craft and Netties, and I think she might be, or you'll pick Sarah up in Slack. Just maybe ping her directly or myself and tell us when you're done with that. That would be perfect.
Okay,
and
great.
Then format-wise, do you want maybe the artwork ready for the printers in which format? We just need to know that from there. And then the awards, I assume you want a PDF printable page or something that you can display during the award. What output would you want from Sarah for this week?
Great, sounds good.
Sorry, that was a question. It's would a PDF output for every award be sufficient, or you want something else?
Just a general idea of what the award's going to look like, I think would be good.
The awards are basically going to be the artwork that we've chosen through the selection. And then she's just going to stick the words onto the award. So I just need to know what output. So I think I'm going to create PDFs for that. Is that okay?
Yeah, that should work.
Good. I'll arrange that.
Okay. Anything else reward wise?
So just to be clear, the award ceremony is noon Friday?
Noon Friday at noon Friday Pacific time.
Pacific. Yep.
Oh.
Okay.
Let me double check the schedule quick. Yep. Noon Friday Pacific time.
Perfect.
Okay. Are we good on awards? Okay. Photo booth. Oh, this kicks us over to events and photo booth. Deb, you have a comment in there, and who is setting this up and needs access?
Yes, I resubscribed for another month of it, but who is going to be the one that adds the graphics, needs to get in there and set it all up, that kind of a thing?
So last year it was me. If no one else wants to, I still have all of the images and stuff. I can just re-upload them and call it good.
I think that's what we do.
All right. I will put that on my to-do.
Do we know if we can add our own like stickers? I know they have like little things like adding the little hats and things like that.
Yes, I believe you can.
Okay.
Yeah, there was a
was
limit
pretty
on
flexible.
how many. Yeah, I think there's a limit on how many, but you could add pretty much anything to like the background graphics, the stickers, the things like that.
A couple other ideas to include might be the releases from this year, the logos from those. And this is fine because
This is fine.
This is fine. Maybe a dumpster fire too. I trust your judgment.
Thank you.
Awesome, Jeff. I'll send you the login info.
Thank you.
One other thing we should do photo booth wise, is taking AI to update the website with some of the information on it. This is also so we can like drop it in Discord and all that other fun stuff. Just so that way potentially more people will use it. Any other questions, comments regarding the photo booth? Bake Off. Okay, Josh.
I don't see a way around canceling the Bake Off. We are still at 2 contestants. I have done a lot of direct reach out to people, and the response has been kind of universally the same, which is that people have other plans for the last Saturday before Christmas. You know, in retrospect, if we were going to do this again, I would say, you know, the answer is to not schedule it then.
Yeah.
Said the
But
exact same
less
thing
than
to
a
Bob
week
this morning.
away, we're not in a position to reschedule. And you know, and unfortunately, inability to recruit contestants was not a problem that I anticipated. We focused a lot of our energy on judges and video setup and stuff, which is where we were expecting the problems to be. And as a result, we don't really have a plan B for the contestant situation. I would say, you know, you combine that with the current registration numbers, because the issue with the lack of contestants is not only that we don't have contestants, but also how many people are actually going to be watching this.
Yeah.
And my current feeling now is like 10, which feels like a lot of effort for a pretty small viewership.
Yeah. To be honest, like when we picked the dates, it was just because it was the same.
Well,
we did the same thing last year. It was the week following release.
Yeah, I mean, well, and we couldn't have done it earlier, right? We just absolutely could not have done it earlier. So the and we thought Saturday would be better for the Bake Off because more people would be available, and that turns out to be wrong. But we couldn't know in advance. So, and for that matter, we don't know, right? If we'd scheduled the Bake Off on Thursday or something, we don't know that we would have gotten more people.
Yeah.
But at this point, it's too close to the event, and I don't really see a way to salvage it.
Okay. I remember seeing a Slack conversation where you still think of doing, was Hippie thinking of doing something, or like there was some.
Yeah, he was talking about they have at their new place, they've installed a new kitchen and that sort of thing. And they were thinking about doing some sort of a kitchen thing, not at all competition based, but just like a kitchen video.
Yeah.
And my suggestion would be, given, you know, the potential attendance issues on Saturday anyway, is that we do that on Thursday or Friday.
Okay. Yeah.
Obviously up to the II crew in terms of their availability.
I would, yeah, I'd probably opt for Friday afternoon, if possible, because that would sort of fill like the big empty spot.
Okay.
And we're still,
I discussed with Hippie this morning in our stand-up.
Sorry, what'd you say?
I said I'll discuss it this morning with Hippie in stand-up, which is in another 2 hours.
Okay, cool.
And we'll give you some feedback in Slack.
Right now, that would put the only thing Saturday being the DevOps party games at like 10:30 a.m. Saturday morning. At this point, I would also be cool, like if people want to move that a little bit later, we can, to try and make it more middle of the day. I will talk to Paris about that. Okay. Sorry, I jumped from Bake Off to party games. So something else that we need to send out in our comms today, and ideally patch the website to just mention that the Bake Off has been canceled.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and put a PR in today.
Okay. Thanks, Josh. And I'll remove it from the schedule as well. Any other questions regarding the bake-off? Okay. DevOps party games, sort of getting into this previous in the last section was just like, that should be on track, with the main thing being the need for questions. Or there is no need for, Jeff, what's the status? I know you were.
Yeah, so I talked with Maddie. Maddie said that he didn't need any questions. He was just going to come up with his own. So I don't know if Paris is going to also give him some supplement questions based on what she asked for in Slack. Like that, I have no idea what's going on there. Another detail is Maddie expected to stream onto Twitch. That is where they normally stream. If we want him to stream on YouTube, if that is a hard requirement, he can do that. It would just mean him changing some things. I don't know if it is a hard requirement for us or not. So it was something that I wanted to bring up.
I would lean towards a requirement just because all our other stuff is on YouTube.
Yep.
Actually, at this point, I think what else are we actually live streaming? The
awards.
So I think awards.
Awards.
Yeah. So with that being the only thing on YouTube, what are people's thoughts?
My personal thought is they already do this anyways with their own Twitch channel. Just kind of let them do their thing. Because the downside to this is there isn't going to be necessarily an easy way to get a YouTube video of it, right? But also, it's just less for us to do. They literally have all the plumbing to like press button and go. And we can just advertise like the link. We know the link for their stream right now.
Right. We can also pull it down from Twitch and put it on YouTube later if we really want to.
Yep. That's what we actually did. So last year there were 2 sessions and there was some technical difficulties on one, and one was only done to Twitch while the other was done to actually both. So we were able to download the video for the one that was not done to both and put it up there.
Okay. So, if that has already been done and like that precedence has been set, just Twitch it.
I think that's fair.
Just you can punch. Yeah, can put the URL in the schedule link.
Yep. That was pretty much it from when I talked with Maddie. So should be good to go.
The only other potential things would be if we want to shift the time of the event now that bake-off is no longer happening.
My honest feelings on that is no, because right now everyone, including Maddie and so on,
for 10:30 a.m.
are planning for 10:30. I don't want to inconvenience people. There can be gaps, right? Like this is not an in-person conference.
Yep. Well, no, that'll just be the last thing for Saturday.
Yeah, that's fine.
Other potential things. I know, Maddie has his questions. I would still try and put together a list, even if it's pulling them from Maddie, for us to host if people want to run their own Jackbox games.
I will ping Matt.
Can't they do the import export?
You can, correct me if I'm pretty sure you can build your own Jackbox and then publish it. It's not sharing the list. And then you need to like get the code or the name of it, whatever you name it, for other people to then search on Jackbox.
Okay. So if we want to do, I think that might be an option then.
Yeah.
So if we put together, even if it's not the same thing as Maddie's, but put together that list and publish it.
Yep.
Then cool.
So Ryan and I are talking in the back. Is it a good idea to individually invite the awardees to ensure that they're in attendance?
So you have to ask this question before you can answer that. Are we okay with awardees knowing they're going to get an award?
Oh, good question.
Right.
Yeah.
Like you have to answer that question before
Yeah.
you can say, hey, let's invite all these people. So we need to make that decision. I think it's fine. I think we could say, hey, you've been nominated. Please join us. Send out a calendar invite. I can go either way. I have no strong hold on this one.
I agree about.
I was thinking with the lateness in the year and the low show for many of the other things, if I haven't been to a nomination event before, so I don't want it to be a monologue with the host.
I think it's fine.
Yeah. The one thing we can do too is give them, outside like the signing up via Discord, we can also give them the YouTube URL potentially ahead of time. Okay. So let's see. Next thing I think, are we done with DevOps party games? And then we kind of jump back to awards for a second there. Okay, Crafter NetEase.
Okay, we have several events scheduled for Crafter NetEase. The one thing we're waiting for there, Caslin, if you could put your thing on the schedule.
I keep trying to decide what to do with it. Should I just grab some random images from the internet and put them up for a little bit and have people draw them?
Sure.
Okay.
Probably something vaguely Kubernetes related, but there's plenty of those. The
gooses.
Yeah, geese, definitely geese. Do you know what? Yeah, well, we can discuss on Crafter NetEase channel what how that's going to work technologically for people to share the drawings. I guess they can just share them in the chat channel.
Yeah, they can just share them in the chat channel.
Yeah,
I'm on another art Discord where people just do that. They have a live drawing session every week, and they just post them all in the Discord.
Yeah. So just pick a time for it. Something that works for you. If you, for some reason, several of us could actually bump our times if you.
I have one meeting that day from 2 to 2:30, and it's optional. So.
Yeah. Okay, so once that's scheduled, we'll have sort of our full Crafter NetEase schedule, and we should get that merged with the sched. One question I have for our technical team here, which is, how should we be doing video? Several people are doing video things, like I'm going to do something in my studio. I don't know how we're sharing video. I need to actually let people know.
I thought it was just going to be streaming in Discord.
Yeah, okay.
Which is, it's just flipping out your camera and streaming to anyone that tunes in.
Okay, that's fine.
I am open to other ideas too if people have them. There is a Crafter NetEase channel in Discord.
Yep. Okay.
If there isn't, I will create one shortly.
Yep. Okay. That's fine. Yep. So that's Crafter NetEase. Any questions? It's basically 5 sort of discrete sessions through the day, which is actually kind of nice because it gives us a little bit of calendar. It gives us a little bit of time zone spread.
Okay. I have no other comments on Crafter NetEase. Anyone else have anything? Okay, that will take us to comms. I think the main thing at this point is sending something out either today or tomorrow once the schedule is updated and with a little blurb about the bake-off being canceled or replaced with once we get the word from Hippie on that sort of thing. The main thing is we should have the site and everything up to date before we, and the schedule up to date before we send out comms. That's what I would say is the main sort of requirement for that. Do you folks agree?
Yeah. What is the mechanism to alert me that Sketch is updated? That's the question.
I will ping you because I'm the person that's updating Sketch.
Fair enough. All right.
Okay.
I mean, if I could follow with an RSS feed or something, I would do that too. But yeah,
we'll directly give you feedback the moment TP and I discussed, so you can jump on that as soon as possible.
Cool.
Nice. Thank you.
And sorry, and then I think the last thing would just be all the scheduled tweets for the awards and potentially anything else you want to tweet during, the event. People have, well, I'm sorry, I'm kind of looking at Caslin and Chris on the Twitter side of things.
No, Kaz and I were just DMing each other. Hey, do you have that list? I lost it. And we found it, so it's okay.
Okay, cool.
I'll get it. Kaz and I will divide and conquer that somehow. It's not a lot of names. It's just, you got to schedule them all. That's it.
Yep.
It'll take like an hour to do, but yeah, it's fine. The calendar invites, I'll draft up some text for that today. Hey, you've been awarded something of non-intrinsic value kind of thing. Yeah, please join. Yeah, bye.
Okay. Any other sort of questions or comments regarding comms?
Yeah, I had this question. Are we doing the Slack thing, like, posting it in groups?
Yeah, posting in channels that this is happening.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I think that forgot to follow up to do like a Slack blast. I think the main thing would be Kubernetes, like just dropping more notes in Kubernetes contributors, and then potentially during day of for the awards, it's just like SIG instrumentation, these two people, or that might be nice. But I wouldn't consider that a requirement since we will also have the tweets also going. Anyone else have other thoughts? Okay, Discord. Deb, you have a question here regarding loading the codes.
Yes. Who should I send those to so they can be added into Discord?
I think that's Marco.
Okay.
I can we can either dig up the old Slack thread or can start a new one. But he was going to flip on the bot to handle it, I think.
Okay, perfect. I will connect with him to share those.
Okay.
I see we have now Hippie on the call. So if you want to swing back to that topic.
Hey.
Apologies. I it's early morning and I'm just here.
No worries. We were going to we don't have enough people to actually do the bake off. But were you potentially interested in doing some cooking thing, not necessarily the same time slot?
I'm pretty flexible. We have a big kitchen and a lot of cameras and stuff, and I can do the Cloud Native Kitchen hour where we go through some recipes from the Cloud Native Cookbook. And maybe the thing is during the rest of the week, the first part, we collect recipes and I interview people and we make more stories and connections. That's what it's all about anyways, relationships and connections. Yeah. So
the big thing, like if you can sort of whip up a description in time so that we can get the schedule and send out comms.
Maybe we do it Friday, my time, so Thursday. And then if we do it that way, then everything's wrapped up for the celebration. Or do we want to do it still on that Sunday which is I think it was attendance sound like it'd be harder for people on the scheduled time.
I think the timer we have an opening now is Friday Pacific time. We have a large empty space.
All right, when is that? Is it after like 8 or 9 a.m.? England time.
Here, one sec. We have the awards at noon Pacific time.
I remember right. Since I'm not doing Saturday, I'm not doing Sunday. I don't mind doing my Saturday, which would be Good Friday.
Okay. There's a whole bunch of Crafter Nutty stuff throughout the day. Thursday, Pacific time. So I think you're Friday. So I think that there's a large opening Saturday. Like honestly, like we could stick it. Like if there's a time that works well for you, you can take a look at the schedule.
Yeah, I mean, the morning actually would be kind of fun Saturday morning because we can incorporate the sunrise. So anything after 6 a.m., which would be 7, 8, 9, somewhere around 10. It'd be just before contributor celebration, which I think is like at noon or something which would be 9 a.m. my time.
Okay, so sometime essentially Friday morning.
Yeah. Why don't if the block's available, why don't we do the 1 or 2 hours before contributor celebration or something like that? Whatever you've got. You said there's a
okay. Like if you want, we can take. I'd say take a look at the schedule when you get back near a computer, and we can firm that up.
Absolutely.
And just knock out the details.
I like it
when you're there.
Cool beans.
Okay. Anything else that we have not covered so far that people can think of? Okay, I think we call it there. Everyone should just have, go forth and do all the final things before this thing kicks off later this week.
One quick question.
Shoot.
Calendar invite for awardees. Should I send that from my calendar or do we have a calendar I can send it from? It's really easy for me to send them. I don't necessarily want to make this harder than it has to be.
I would just do your personal one.
Okay. I'll make you and Kazlin and a few other people event owners in case we need to add people.
Okay.
But yeah. Cool. Thanks.
Okay. Yep. With that, I will see you all in Slack. Later, all.
Thanks, everybody. Cheers.